On today's episode,
watch this, young hobbit, farm a million potatoes in Lord of the Rings online.
Unfortunately, you suck at the game.
Yo guys, what's going on? I've just crafted a million potatoes in Lord of the Rings online, and you may be wondering, why the hell would you do this? Because if you understand the basics of the game, you also understand there is no tangible use for a million potatoes. After all, isn't the game about questing and going on an adventure with your friends?
Why
farm 1 million potatoes?
the game is about finishing quests.
Well, let's start with the very basics. What is a legendary server and why would anyone go out of his way to craft a million potatoes? To answer these questions, we'll consult an expert about this game.
Stick of my boy, stick of my boy, stick of my boy.
Hello and welcome everyone to Grot of the Rings on twitch.tv/LotrStream. I am your me manager, DaddyOwO, and I'll be with you for the next hour. On today's episode, I'm joined by one of the finest journalists that Middle-earth has to offer, Grottmaggots from the GBC network. How we doing?
I'm doing great. It's wonderful to be a part of this great interview.
So, Grottmaggots, currently there's a lot of excitement in the community because the legendary servers are going to progress into Moria. With all that excitement and hype going on, we expect a lot of new players to come into the game. Could you explain to those new players what the legendary server is all about?
For those who don't know, the legendary servers are an exciting opportunity to play through the game and experience all the endgame dungeons and quests with all your friends. The server has a hard level cap which increases over time to new content, with the intention that the community plays through the game at more or less the same pace.
64-bit technology, zero lag, zero hiccuping, zero anything.
These are going to be the first servers that are 64-bit servers.
The great news at the moment is that we're moving into the award-winning expansion, Mines of Moria.
Well, that's right, and with that, the level cap is going to increase from 50 to 60. Well, personally, I think one of the biggest reasons to play the legendary server is how the leveling experience is so vastly different to the live servers. Could you explain to our new audience what makes leveling so special on the legendary servers and how does it differ from the live servers?
Great question. In my opinion, playing with the community in the servers, the legendary servers, is part of the experience. Questing is primarily the way to level up, and there's certainly enough content there. So you can also do missions and skirmishes and all the rest of it to level up if you're just planning to get to the level cap to play all the dungeons with your friends.
Absolutely, and then you also have to factor in that these servers were fresh servers, meaning that everyone started from zero with a brand new character, and the community as a whole came together to join this leveling experience together.
Or did they?
Heard that farming is currently one of the fastest ways to level in the game.
Yep, turns out instead of going on an epic adventure with your friends, that planting and harvesting potatoes is the most efficient way to get to the maximum level. This is pretty much common knowledge within the community. But for the uninitiated, let's ask AI what the skibbity went wrong in Ohio.
The core gameplay loop of this game involves creating a character, venturing into Middle-earth, and aiding its people in their struggle against the forces of Angmar. As you progress, your character gains experience points, acquires better gear, earns titles, and ultimately reaches the maximum level, where you'll face the greatest challenges to secure the finest loot, making your character as strong as it can possibly be. However, this is a free-to-play game, and in order to turn a profit, it goes to great lengths to hook you, keeping you engaged for as long as possible. After all, the more time you spend in the game, the higher the chance you'll eventually pull out your credit card. Over the years, they've stripped away almost every frustration one might encounter while playing, to the extent that the early game has become absurdly accommodating. One might say you're utterly cosseted, coddled and spoon-fed. Your character is far too powerful, the monsters are laughably weak, and there's no real need to group up at any point during the leveling process. As such, you can easily solo your way through the game, reducing one of the core elements of character progression, leveling, to something rather redundant and, truth be told, forgettable. Particularly if this isn't your first time playing through the game. Ironically, you can bypass the leveling experience altogether on the Legendary server, despite the fact that one of its main appeals is meant to be a fresh start, where players can enjoy questing and exploring Middle-earth together. The crafting system is also quite flawed on the Legendary server. Every time you craft something in Lotro, you gain experience points. The fundamental issue lies in the fact that the system is balanced for a level cap of 150, yet the Legendary server caps players at level 50. The farming profession, for example, allows you to plant potato seeds, which yield potato crops and grant experience points. You can then take these crops to a workbench and craft them into actual potatoes. However, as you're able to craft 999 potatoes with a single mouse click, the experience gained per click is rather ludicrous. This has led the current meta to devolve into a scramble to amass as many potato crops as possible, ideally without having to craft them manually. Players then head to their local DIY shop to purchase duct tape and rig up a contraption to automate the potato production process. Technically, this doesn't breach the game's rules, as only automation via third-party software is prohibited, while hardware solutions remain within the letter of the law.
Grottmaggots, we've not only done exciting in-game updates, but we've also worked on the technical backbone of this game, because Lotro in previous versions had some minor lag issues. Could you explain what we've done on the technical end to improve our server's quality?
The server for the Mordor server is based within the EU. This helps bring latency down for the European-based players. I think it's a very good thing. It's cool. It actually really helps to stop the lag. Also, if you didn't know already, the servers are 64-bit.
64-bit.
This means the server can handle a lot more, and the lag issue is practically fixed forever now. Think about it, 64 is twice as much as 32. There are no lag problems.
64-bit technology.
From the yacht to the such to the wrist to the mule. Yeah, I'm edging in Ohio, phantom taxing as I use. Yeah. I'm a Sigma, I hot too on that thing. Call me the Rizzler while I'm watching Skibbity. Whoa, that's just how the rhythm goes.
Man, this whole Legendary server really feels like going back in time, like it's 2008 again, going into Moria. Personally, what I'm most excited for is the Moria instances. Grot, could you give the newer players who haven't been lucky to experience that back in the day a quick rundown of what they can expect from the Moria instances?
Oh yes, I'm hyped and pumped for the new Moria instances coming to the new Legendary servers, Mordor and Angmar. It's really fun to group up with other people and play through the instances and raids. You have Philakil, the big turtle, and you gotta watch out for his spikes and his bleeds. You have the Watcher in the water. He's an incredibly fun boss because you have tentacles and it's the Watcher, man, the Watcher from the books. How much more do I need to explain? Then you have Dar Narbogud, which is the best raid at level 60. It's very challenging and it's just a lot of content there, and I hope even if you've played it before, back in the day, you will go back to the Legendary servers and just relive the optimal experience.
Well, it's certainly gonna be a nostalgic experience stepping back into the mines of Moria, just like in 2008. But it's also gonna be a more modern gaming experience, because we've kept all the game updates and improvements that we've added over the last 15 years. for example, the trade trees or the store buffs. But we've also eliminated those things of the part of the game that are not quite modern anymore, or even toxic, you could say, like the Atmores. So it's really gonna be a whole new but nostalgic experience. Also, all the new classes are available, with all the new race and class combinations that haven't been available back in the day. This time around, for example, I'm gonna play a Hobbit Lore Master, even though I've never really played Lore Master that much. What's your opinion on that class?
The Lore Master is a particularly fun class because it is actually my favourite class in any MMO I've ever played. You have a great class, it's a fantastic class, the best class.
Boys and girls, we need to talk about Lore Master. Oh my god, I did not realise quite how broken this class is, especially on the red line currently.
It must be just because I'm so good at the game. Man, I should be soloing raids.
When I first picked up Lore Master, I thought, typical caster class, right? Like, I'm surely I'm gonna have to stop to cast the majority of these spells. No, you literally don't. I genuinely feel like a mixture of like Goku and Jesus. Like a little bit of Gandalf mixed in. Just insane.
Can I just say, I'm feeling pretty OP here. Just saying, I am feeling pretty OP in my Lore Master.
And the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world.
These are going to be the first servers that are 64-bit servers. Lotro lag is fixed.
Can we skip to the good part?
So you basically spam Wizard Frost, Wizard Fire, and whenever your Lightning Strike is off cooldown, you use it.
Yo guys, basically I've been getting a lot of DMs lately, how the whole Rift Run thing works, so I'm trying my very best here to clarify terms of service. So basically you just prepare the 50,000 potato crops, I'll clear the instance, and once I've finished clearing the instance, I'll invite you, and you join the instance. Even if you have ID, that's no problem, you're still eligible to take the loot from the chest. And then I'll walk you through the cleared instance. You give me 10,000 tater crops in front of the chest, and I'll assign you the loot with master loot. Yeah, so this service that I'm offering solves two problems in the current metagame. First, you can now loot multiple times during one lockout, meaning you will finish your character progression even faster. Second, you can finally gear your character, never leaving Hobbiton in the Shire. You level from 1 to 50 using potato crops, and then you'll farm additional potato crops to get your gear. This ultimately creates the gameplay loop that we want for our community.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
As you can see, there's plenty to look forward to when the Moria expansion launches on the 4th of December 2024. Moria is set to shake up the metagame as it introduces T6 crafting. With T6 crafting, the Golden Shire Tater will become obsolete, replaced by a far more potent vegetable for XP gain per second.
Now has never been a better time to play The Lord of the Rings Online. This has been Grot of the Rings, and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Grottmaggots, for being on the show. Check out his YouTube channel, and also a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Potatocoin, the #1 growing cryptocurrency in the world.
In this economy? Are you serious? Don't do that, bro. No. Like, you're losing the plot. Don't set out your audience like that. Don't be a grifter. Like, nah. It didn't work well for me when I tried to make Grotcoin. It didn't work.
In the Shire, they dig and mine. Hobbits working overtime. Potatocoin is born down low. To the moon we aim to go. Digital gold in fields of green. Secret codes and hidden dreams. Minted where the rivers flow. Magical hands make it glow. Potato corn to the bone. We fly and then we'll soon.
Oh my god, how did you become so rich? Glad you're asking. Well, I bought Potatocoin before Elon Musk allowed us to buy Teslas using Potatocoin. Do you make financially ill-advised decisions online? Then go to pump.fun and look for Potatocoin and spend all of your disposable income on this cryptocurrency. You're most likely to lose it all, but you might take a profit. Either way, it's the best way to support this channel.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. New videos every time you get late.